Hey everybody, welcome back to Armored Core. There are some missions we passed on by the first time through this game, so we're just gonna go back and do the rest of them. Once you finish the story mode, you can go back and do any of the missions that you've missed to clear everything out, get all the hidden parts, just generally play around and all that stuff. But before we do any of that, we're just going to buy back our Karasawa so I can show off exactly what that thing is all about. Basically, the Karasawa has high power, low energy use per shot, but only 50 shots. However, for a lot of purposes, those 50 shots are more than enough. The problem, though, is that the Karasawa is pretty heavy as far as right-hand weapons go. It has 1,000 weight. But let's take it for a spin in a couple of missions. This looks like a good test. They've gotten 12 MTs from somewhere. Sure, let's start shooting.
System engaged.
How dare you come here? Don't get carried away just because you're a Raven.
Yeah, Raven, you're not so tough. They say as I destroyed 3 MTs in as many seconds. So yeah, this is what the Karasawa is all about. Even though these are weak enemies, taking them out with 2 shots from any weapon is still kind of a big deal. And it doesn't even have the ammunition costs of something like a bazooka or whatever. Yeah, the damage to power thing is just crazy with the Karasawa. Oh, that guy forgot to activate. Well, makes things easier for me. And the thing is, this may not even be the best laser rifle in Armored Core Generation 1.
Target achieved.
It's very, very powerful for certain uses, but there may be a laser rifle that we'll be getting later that's even better for general purposes. By the way, when you finish a mission in New Game Plus, you can still get the story mails that you would get from beating that mission if you did it while you were playing through the story. Well, that's unusually self-aware. Yeah, I know we're the police, but we're really just part of the machine of capitalist oppression. So let's move on. There are plenty of missions where we can play around with this gun. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, okay. Well, the good news is we don't actually have to get anywhere near those fuel tanks in order to finish this mission.
System engaged.
We just need to shoot all of these flying enemies, and they're not particularly fast, so the Kurosawa can just take care of them no problem.
Target achieved.
Now, the reason we're going after all of these optional parts is not just for 100% completion's sake, but also because there are parts that exist in this game that you can't have in Project Phantasma without transferring your save. Sure. Whatever. Oh. I see. Yeah, that seems about right. I'll be in touch. So now we're going to start switching over to a more standard loadout. Largely because this machine gun is going to be more useful to me for what we're going to need to do soon. But don't worry, we'll be switching back to somewhat meaner builds next time we play. Okay, we did the defense version of this one, and now we're going to do the assault version. If this is the snowy region of a place called Whiteland, it must be covered in snow. It must be all snow all the time. So our objective is to find the factory entrance and destroy the lock. Plus we get a bonus every time we destroy an enemy. Oh, we have a limit of 6 minutes too. Now there's a hidden part here that I'm going to grab, and it's in one of the corners of the map. So expect to hear a lot of the danger alerts for nearly being out of area.
Reach the target. The main core will arrive in 6 minutes. Find the entrance before then.
System engaged.
So in this map, there are gun emplacements like the one in the Destroy Gun Emplacement mission. There are also missile turrets, and also flying enemies that have flamethrowers. The flying enemies aren't that dangerous unless they get close, in which case they are extremely dangerous. Now it's in one of the southern corners of the map. And it can be a bit hard to find because of how deep it is in one of the corners. I'm just moving around to take out all of the gun emplacements because I want that extra cash. It's actually a pretty generous time limit, even if you do spend time waffling about like I do around here. And the combat isn't that difficult, even if you've done some, like, basic upgrades to your AC. Ah, there's the box.
Weapon obtained.
Now you have to be... Yeah. Now you have to be really careful when you pick up that part because of how close it takes you to the edge of the map. You can very easily ring out yourself while trying to grab that missile launcher. After that, it's really up to you what you want to do for the rest of the map. You can head straight to the lock or spend some time just meeting and blowing up all of the enemies here. I know what I'm doing, though. Yeah, basically the way this is going to work is that we're going to do a save transfer for Project Phantasma, but not for Master of Arena. Okay, the lock system is right there. But there's one last gun emplacement I want to blow up, and then we can finish the map. And see, even with all that wandering around, we still have, like, more than a couple of minutes to destroy this thing.
Lock destroyed. Transmitting coordinates.
We have your position. Break in from there.
Target achieved.
And that's it for that mission. New mail? Okay. Yeah, I'd say so. That Chrome is not suited to lead humanity is something we can agree on. That you are, however, is a point of dispute. So let's take a look at the new launcher that we got. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good launcher. It's a small missile launcher that has a maximum of 4 lock-ons and has the same energy drain, plus it carries more ammo. So if you have the capacity for it and you're interested in using small missiles, there's no reason not to use it. Keep in mind, though, that the number of lock-ons you have is determined by your fire control system as well. Anyway, there was a little skip there because I had to deal with some phone stuff. But it didn't really get in the way of what I was doing here. So, another thing I want to say is that there's not really much of a place for arm weapons in Armored Core 1. However, when we do Project Phantasma, you people are going to see a lot of arm weapon use. For this mission, we're going to be defending a transport airship. Yeah, don't fall off the blimp.
System engaged.
Okay, so... Number 1, don't
This is the
fall.
captain speaking. Unidentified craft
Number 2, you're going to be attacked by a few waves of enemy aircraft that aren't particularly fast-moving, actually. However, you need to have something that can hit them, either at long range or that can keep up with them at short range, or one of those things. You have some help from the airship's turrets, which are actually reasonably accurate, but the enemy aircraft will generally attack the turrets first. The enemy weapons also do some pushback, so it could actually be worth your while to use a high stability build with heavy biped legs or even some kind of tank legs. There we go. Yeah, there are just a lot of ways to approach a mission like this. To take a sniper rifle, or I'll have a long-range FCS. Or even bring, like, that long-range pulse rifle, since these enemies don't actually move that fast. I guess that's the thing about Armored Core. You can think of a bunch of approaches you can take just from looking at a mission in action. Oh yeah, sometimes they get stuck in between the airship pods, so you may occasionally have to go down in there to deal with them.
Target achieved.
And that's it. Not a problem. Okay, let's see what else is on the docket. Ah, I know which one I'm going to do next. Okay, this is what happens. This is part of the missions that show up if you decide to side with Murakumo instead of Chrome. In this one, you find out the Earth Environment Reclamation Committee was actually being framed by corporate-sponsored terrorists. So you need to track down the terrorists in a blast furnace and destroy them. Now for this mission, I actually want a map head, despite the fact that the layout isn't complicated. But I want it because it will show me where a certain hidden part can be found. Yeah, we've read all of this already. Okay, there's a high payout for this mission.
Combat system engaged.
But here's the thing. Okay, see that little platform underneath the walkway we're standing on? That's where the hidden part is. The thing is, the enemies down here aren't actually that tough. But the footing is somewhat precarious, and the enemies here have some knockback weapons. So, before you know it, it is possible to end up falling in the really hot part of the blast furnace and getting instantly destroyed. So you need to take it nice and careful if you don't want to get blowed up. I wish there were left-hand guns in this game. Those won't really be a thing until somewhat later. By the way, a little detail that I like is that the little armor chips that get knocked off of your AC when you take damage from enemy weapons are the same colors that you've painted your armored core. So there's now just one enemy left below us. And I believe it's a type of GPAC, so we're going to have to be a bit careful. Yep, just take it nice and easy. Try not to get messed up.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
And there we go. Now the weapon we got is a flamethrower. But those don't really start becoming good until later Armored Core games. Because that's when they introduce heat mechanics. It's not like BattleTech where things that you do increase your heat, but enemy weapons fire and using thruster overboost, that'll do it to you. Now, let's see here. What was I going to switch? No, not arm weapons. Not the laser blade that I have. Yeah, I was just thinking about what I might want to change. But I think we're good for what we want to do next. Okay, this is kind of a long one, especially because I do some wandering around down here. The thing is, there's an area I want to show off, even though I have no need to go there. Oh, okay. So, we're going to damage Chrome's reputation by releasing their biological weapons into the general public.
Combat system engaged.
We
I'm
believe
just
the
gonna let
targets are
that
scattered throughout the
sit there for a
facility.
little while.
Release them as soon as you find
Now,
them.
we lose money if we destroy any of the organisms, but there's still plenty of stuff for us to fight down here. MTs, turrets, all sorts of things. Yeah, the close quarters mean we'll be getting some use out of the moonlight. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll be keeping this color scheme for
There
Project
it is.
Phantasma as
I
well.
believe the device on the wall is the lock mechanism. Destroy it.
Trouble in the test bags. Lab and security personnel proceed to the site immediately.
I think we've been noticed. Hurry up and get to the next one.
Yeah, the thing about Armored Core games is that they tend to come in generations. Like, Generation 1 is this game, Project Phantasma, Master of Arena. Generation 2 is Armored Core 2 and Another Age. Generation 3 is Armored Core 3, Silent Line, Formula Front, Ninebreaker, Nexus, and Last Raven. And basically, FromSoft was reluctant to call something a sequel until they made some kind of substantial gameplay addition or change. Like, Armored Core 2 added a couple of pretty major systems. And Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer played somewhat different, at least in feel, than the previous Armored Core games. Just look up some gameplay of 4 or 4 Answer at some point, especially 4 Answer. We're going to be down here a while. There are a lot of these targets we need to hit. It's not like before where there were only 4 queens we needed to destroy. In this one, there are a lot of target rooms. Now, let's see, where are we gonna go from here? Aside from what I've already said, there's just not that much to say about this mission. This can actually be certainly one of the longest underground base corridor missions apart from the game's final mission. And that one is at least divided into 2 parts. I'm gonna be eating some pretty heavy ammo costs. These are also the beefier variety of ceiling turrets. You don't have to destroy them, they can't actually target the organisms, I guess they don't have a biosensor. I think Armored Core has had kind of a weird history of a franchise, because at a point they were FromSoft's biggest franchise, and then it just stopped. I guess it kind of has to do with Armored Core 5 maybe not doing particularly well. The complaints I've heard about it is that it was trying to be Chrome Hounds or something. No, I don't need to go down there. It's actually a similar complaint to what I heard about the Xbox Gun Griffin game, and they tried to make it more tactical by making things like slower or whatever. I guess the similarity is that by trying to make something more quote-unquote realistic or whatever, you just take away the things that made it unique. Okay, so I wanted to come down here and have a look around because there's actually no reason to come down here or go down any of these passages. Like, there's this big room with paths further down that you don't need to use, and I feel like those places may have been used in a mission that got cut from this game. I can't really say for sure. There's just a lot that isn't really known about the development of these games. Like, Hidetaka Miyazaki will interview all day about the Souls games, but finding those kinds of materials about Armored Core is pretty thin on the ground. Okay, so now we're going back to where we actually need to be.
Raven, that is enough. Go back now.
Okay, and that's
Battle
it.
over. Combat system disengaged.
Oh yeah, big costs. Oh, more mail. Okay. Okay, so in this path, Chrome has been backed into a corner. But we'll be cleaning all of that stuff up next time. For now, we're just going to drop a save after everything we accomplished. Because next time, there's a hidden part that's a real doozy to get, but I will be seeing you when we grab it next time. Goodbye!